So good morning, boys. In our yesterday's class, we covered, we started aromaticity. So aromaticity means, so first one that must be ring compounds. Next planarity must be there. That means so every carbon which is in ring should be in sp2 hybridization. After that, continuation resonance, continuation conjugation. Continue. That is complete resonance is there. Complete conjugation required. After that, 4n plus 2 pi electron. If 4n plus 2 pi electron rule and above 3 rules are completely satisfied, that is aromatic. So first 3 rules are completely satisfied, but not fourth one. Fourth one, 4n plus 2 instead of 4n plus 2. If 4n pi electrons are there, that is anti-aromatic. So, and only fourth rule is changed. First 3 are accepted. So no one is possible. That is non-aromatic. Among all these 3, so aromatic compounds are more stable than non-aromatic, which is more stable than anti-aromatic. It is the order of stability of our compounds. Okay. Yesterday we covered some compounds. Now today I am going to discuss some more examples. Okay, different variety of examples. So now at first I am taking fused rings. And fused rings means so two or more rings are in contact with each other. That is called as a fused ring. Either 6-membered rings, 4-membered rings, 5-membered rings, whatever it may. So rings are fused, contact with each other. That type of compounds are called as the fused rings. So these are some examples. So naphthalene, anthracene, phenanthracene, all those are the examples for fused rings. Let us discuss one by one. See here, boys. In fused rings, individual ring aromaticity is not considered. First point. So number of rings are there. Individual ring is not considered. Altogether resonance is there or not. So combination is considered. See here. So it is naphthalene, boys. In naphthalene, see here I am taking so the continuation resonance. So double bond, single bond, double bond, single bond, double bond, single bond, double bond, single bond, double bond, single bond. Like this continuation resonance. So not individually, it is not individually this one. So continuation, that is called as a circumferential. Through this circumference, we consider the resonance. So that is why this type of resonance is called as circumferential resonance. So total 7 pi bonds, 7 2s, 14 pi electrons. 14 pi electrons means 4n plus 2 pi electron rule. 4n plus 2 pi electron rule is applicable. 14 is applicable. Therefore, the compound is aromatic. Next, that means not only naphthalene, anthracene, phenanthracene. Anthracene means 3 benzene rings. This is anthracene. That anthracene also circumferential resonance, boys. So that one also accepted. That is also aromatic, and this is also aromatic. Anthracene is also aromatic. That is also fused rings. So like this, boys. Now, so let us take this example. That is a pi ring. So observe the conditions. So I'm starting here. Or here. I'm starting here. So double bond, single bond, double bond, single bond, double bond, single bond, double bond, single bond. So all together through this circumference. So total conjugation is there. So this pi bond at the middle is neglected. It is not in resonance. So don't consider this. Don't consider this one. So, okay, altogether that is 7 pi bonds, 7 2s, 14 pi electrons. This pi electron is a free in condition. It is ready to involve in the reaction, ready to involve in the addition reactions, but not these pi bonds. So circumferential. This is also circumferential resonance wise. So this is also considered as aromatic. This pi bond is neglected. Please be conscious. This pi bond is neglected. Don't count that. This is the special case. So note down. Please note down the point. So this is a pyrene. So this pi bond this pi bond is neglected. Note down that this double bond was neglected, that is ignored, not in resonance. So ready to react, that means more reactivate. Ready to react, that is more reactivate. Okay, so that is finally pyrene. 14 pi electrons, this one is neglected. Overall, it is aromatic and very, very, very important. Next, this is perilene. Perilene. What is this perilene? See here. So like this. This is the structure, boys. In this structure, so this part is aromatic. This part is aromatic. Overall, the molecule is individually aromatic, boys. So therefore, overall, the molecule is aromatic. So I consider this part and this part. Like this. It is overall aromatic compound, boys. Overall, pyrene is aromatic. Overall, pyrene is aromatic. Note down the structures. Okay. Next, pentylene. Two pentene rings and two cyclopentane rings are going to be fused. So that is called as a pentylene. Pentylene. So this is a conjugated system. Ring structure is there. Conjugated system is there. Okay. Continuation conjugation. Planar system is there, but it has only 8 pi electrons. Only it has 8 pi electrons. That's why it is anti-aromatic compound. Pentylene is anti-aromatic. Pentylene is anti-aromatic. Okay. So now and most important one is this azulene. Azulene. So one 7-membered ring and one 5-membered ring are in fused condition. 7-membered ring and 5-membered ring. Okay. So this is the structure of azulene. Actually, this azulene is in blue in color. Why? I'm explaining. Please wait. So this is 7-membered ring. This is 5-membered ring. So if it is in readjusted, this pi bond like this pi bond that will. So finally, this losses electrons. This carbon gains electron. That is why it gets positive charge. It gets negative charge. Okay. That means so because of presence of ions, this is going to be this structure is going to be aromatic. Presence of charges, if the molecule is aromatic, that is called as quasi-aromatic. So next I will explain this. Quasi-aromatic. So if ions are in aromatic situation, those are called as quasi-aromatic compound. It is ion, it is aromatic. So that's why it is a quasi-aromatic, nothing but quasi-aromatic, nothing but aromatic. And Keshav, please wait. Keshav, please wait. So quasi-aromatic. Quasi-aromatic. I will explain. Okay. So this is azulene, boys. So this is aromatic. Here 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 5. Everywhere alternative single and double bonds are there. Ring structure. Okay. Planarity is there. All are in sp2 hybridization. So continuation conjugation is there. And 7 pi, that is 7 pi bonds means 14 pi electrons. 7 pi bonds means 14 pi electrons. Therefore, the compound is aromatic. Therefore, the compound is aromatic. So, see here, if pi bonds are migrated like this, so this one gets positive charge, this one gets negative charge. This is also aromatic, boys. See here. So, only itself, individually, this ring is considered. So, all are in sp2 hybridization. Boys, it is a propylene. This ion, propylium ion. That ion is nothing but propylium ion. So yesterday we covered, boys. So this ion is propylium. Propylium ion is aromatic. That ion is the propylium ion. Itself it is converted into cationic condition. It is converted into anionic condition. Therefore, overall, this 7-membered ring is in positive condition. This 5-membered ring is in negative condition. Overall, this ring and this ring is aromatic. This type of resonance is called as extended resonance. This type of resonance is called as extended resonance. Yes, yes. See here, boys. This is azulene. Overall, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 5 twos. Just a minute. It is not. Okay, it is azulene. It is azulene. It is not. 14 electron systematic. So now actually this compound seems to be not aromatic. Not actually this compound seems to be not aromatic, but this compound is converted into like this. It is not exist. It exists always like this. Like this it is exists. So now so it converts into like this. That means if this pi bond migrated here, pi bond migrated here, pi bond migrated this pi bond to this carbon. Therefore, the pi bond and electrons are converted into lone pairs. So this is lost, that's why it converts into plus. Okay. Now this part is positive. This part that part is negative. Okay. Yes. That part is negative. Okay. This is now exists like this. Okay. So this is aromatic. This is aromatic. Both are aromatic. So it is 6 pi electrons. This one has 6 pi electrons. This is technically we call it as tropylium ion. Tropylium ion, very, very important name. Tropylium ion is aromatic. That 5-member ring with negative charge also aromatic because 1, 2, 3, 3 to 6 pi electrons. 1, 2, 3, 3 to 6 pi electrons. Individually, these individual rings are aromatic. Overall, this compound is aromatic because of presence of charges. Because of presence of charges, it is quasi-aromatic. The type of aromaticity is called as quasi. Just ions are in aromatic condition; those are called as quasi-aromatic compound. That is the definition. That's enough. Okay, that is called as quasi-aromatic. That means this is aromatic. That means this entire ring is in positive. That means the positive charge may be here, maybe here, maybe here. Different structures, resonance structures. So this entire ring gets positive charge. That entire ring gets negative charge. Therefore, this is so that means aromaticity is extended, boys. Resonance is extended. This type of resonance is called as extended resonance. Extended resonance. Because of this extended resonance, this molecule has color in nature. Very, very, very important. Extended conjugation, extended resonance. Because of this molecule has color. So actually, this azulene is blue in color. This azulene is blue in color. Why, sir? Why that azulene is blue in color? So because of extended resonance, because of extended conjugation. Okay. Here, high occupied molecular orbitals are there, low unoccupied molecular orbitals are there. So between high occupied molecular orbitals and low unoccupied molecular orbitals, the energy difference between these two is decreasing. Actually, something more in it. That energy difference is decreased. Because of that, electrons transitions are easier. Lower to higher, higher to lower. So the wavelength of these energy transitions comes under visible light region. Visible light has colors in it. So because of that, so this azulene is colored in nature. So that is due to extended resonance, extended conjugation, extended resonance or extended conjugation. So maximum overlapping takes place because of why, sir? Because of HOMO-LUMO condition. High occupied molecular orbitals and low occupied molecular orbitals, energy gap between high molecular and low molecular orbitals decreases. So electronic transitions gives that is the wavelength, the electronic transition wavelengths, energy wavelengths because of that electronic transitions. So that is comes under visible light. Only visible light has colors. If a compound is in color, so that means their energy is in visible light. Here also visible light because of energy difference is less. So that energy difference, the wavelength corresponds to visible light. Because of that, this azulene is colored in nature. Colored in nature. Very, very, very important. Very, very, very important. Okay. So these are all fused rings aromaticity. Fused rings aromaticity. Okay, boys. What is this freeze rule? Freeze rule means as benzenoid rings, as benzenoid rings. Benzenoid rings means benzene-like structures. Benzene-like structures are called as benzenoid rings. If benzenoid rings increase, the stability of that molecule also increases. The stability of the molecule also increases. Later in some examples, I will explain this. So later in some examples, here it is. See here. So here, this is benzenoid ring. This is benzenoid ring. So that means benzene-like structure. So these benzonoid rings, as number of benzonoid rings increased, so stability is more. More benzonoid rings, more is the stability. Now we are going to discuss some other examples, that is aromaticity in heterocyclic compounds. Aromaticity in heterocyclic compounds. Aromaticity in heterocyclic compounds. What are these heterocyclic compounds? That means in ring, if all our carbons are there, that is homocyclic. In ring, all our carbons are participating. Just like in benzene, every corner is with carbon. That is homocyclic. If any one of the corners is satisfied with other than carbon, that is called as heterocyclic compound. Heterocyclic compounds. Now let us take one more example. Examples. So heterocyclic compound means in ring, one or more than one or more than one corners are satisfied with other than carbon. Other than carbon atom, like nitrogen, sulfur, oxygen, etc. Other than carbon atom, those are called as heterocyclic compounds. Let us take some examples. So see here, boys, that is nitrogen. So this is one of the carbons is satisfied with nitrogen. This nitrogen has lone pair, boys. So this nitrogen is bonded with hydrogen, only one hydrogen. Now, which is called as a pyrrole. Pyrrole, the name of this compound. It is 5-membered ring and it is called pyrrole. Now see here, boys, this lone pair also included in the resonance. So this is like this. This is so overall 6 pi electrons. Therefore, it is aromatic. Pyrrole is aromatic. This lone pair also included, boys. Next. Oxygen. Oxygen has 2 lone pairs. Oxygen has 2 lone pairs. So this is pi bond, pi bond. Once again, this lone pair included, but not this lone pair, boys. This lone pair is free, but this lone pair is involved. So 6 pi electrons aromatic, which is called as a furan. Which is called as a furan, pyrrole, furan. So it is also aromatic. Next. Sulfur. So lone pair, any. This is called as a thiophene. Thiophene, any. Okay. So this lone pair is also included in resonance. So 6 pi electrons. This is also aromatic. Pyrrole, furan, thiophene. All these are 5-membered rings, boys. So all these are 5-membered rings. So these are pyrrole, furan, thiophene, 5-membered rings. Very, very, very important. So this resonance energy is 21 kilocalorie per moles. Kilocalorie per mole, any. Because it is involved in resonance. Resonance energy for this one is 21 kilocalorie per mole. For this, resonance energy is 16. For this, resonance energy is equal to 29. Therefore, order of resonance energy is equal to, boys, it is 1, it is 2, it is 3. 3 greater than 2, 1 greater than 3. Order of resonance energy is 3 greater than 1 greater than 2. Okay. So, but stability order is, stability order is 3 greater than 2 greater than 1. Very, very important. Please be conscious. 3 greater than 2 greater than 1. So all these are 5-member rings, boys. So these 5-member rings are all aromatic. So all these follows ring structure, planarity, and conjugation. And finally, Hooke's rule 4n plus 2 pi electron rule are applicable. Next, 6-member rings. 6-member rings, that is nitrogen, 6 members. So this nitrogen has lone pair, but I'm taking lone pair at the outside. This is lone pyridine, boys. This is called as a pyridine. Pyridine. See here, these 3 pi bonds are sufficient for resonance. This lone pair is free ending. This lone pair is free, but these, so only inner 3 pi electrons are involved. It is aromatic ending. It is aromatic. It is called as pyridine. Boys, this is called as pi pyridine ending. No pi bonds inside. It is a non-aromatic ending. Pyridine is aromatic, but pi pyridine is non-aromatic ending. Non-aromatic. Okay. So next, see here, 5-member rings, boys. Here 2 nitrogens are there. Here 2 nitrogens are there. So this is called as imidazole. Aromatic. 2 nitrogens H. Meta condition. So it is 1, 2, 3. Third position, 1, 3 positions nitrogen satisfied ending. So this is also heterocyclic. Imidazole. The name of this compound is imidazole. Next, fused condition, 6-member ring and 5-member ring ending. This is benzene. This is 5-member ring ending. 5-member ring. Lone pair, this one, boys. Okay, 5, 3, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 4, 5, boys. Okay. This is indole. Indole ending. Alternative system ending. Alternative system. Once again, this is next. So like this, compounds are available, boys. So anthracene, phenanthracene, like this. Okay. So these are all heterocyclic compounds. I'm not considering this one, boys. Don't take this. Erase this. Cancel it. Okay. All these compounds except this, remaining all compounds are all compounds. It is non-aromatic, boys. So this is yes, non-aromatic. So these are all compounds aromatic except this one. These are all aromatic except that one. Okay. So very, very, very important. Okay. So next, one more example, boys. Note this point. Note this point. Benzene. Just please listen. Benzene, boys. Is this benzene aromatic or non-aromatic? Is this benzene aromatic or non-aromatic? Tell me. Fast. Is this benzene aromatic or non-aromatic? Aromatic. Yes. So now it is one more. This is a triple bond, boys. This is called as benzene. This is called as benzene. YNE. Please be conscious. So this is a triple bonded compound. This benzene is also aromatic. This pi bond is not considered, boys. That pi bond is not considered. This is benzene, is aromatic, but it is very, very reactive. But very reactive due to pi bonds. So this pi bond is there. This pi bond is very, very reactive. So that is why benzene is aromatic, no doubt, but less aromatic than benzene. And this is very, very, very reactive. This is very, very reactive. Very, very important because of presence of. Next, and also highly unstable. So highly unstable, boys. That is benzene. benzene is aromatic. Yes, those two carbons are in sp hybridization. sp hybridization. That is why that is highly unstable. That is why that is highly unstable. Okay, so this is about benzene. This is about benzene. Yes, that is why that is special case. That is why that is taken as special case. There is, because these two carbons are in sp condition. So actually some rules are violated, even though that is sp, even though that is benzene, even though that is aromatic, even though that is aromatic, but very unstable. It is a reaction intermediate. Later we will discuss detailedly. What is that? How that is formed? So in reaction intermediates, I will discuss that about that benzene. Up to now, please be quiet about this benzene. So it's sufficient for us today. Okay. Next, quasi-aromaticity. Quasi-aromaticity. Already number of times I used the same word, boys. What is this quasi-aromaticity? Ions which are in aromatic situation are called as quasi-aromatic. See here it is aromatic as well as ionic compound. Aromatic as well as ionic compounds. Okay. So because it is ionic compound, the properties resembles ionic compounds, boys. That means they show properties of ionic compounds. They show properties of ionic compounds. Okay. So next, so charged, that is either positive or negative, whatever it may be. Charge, okay, is the part of aromaticity. So the charge is also included here. Okay. So charge is the part of aromaticity. So the lone pair delocalization, is highly effective. Lone pair delocalization is highly effective. So this is quasi-aromatic, no doubt. These are ionic compounds, boys. No doubt, properties are similar to ionic compounds, but that is aromatic. That ion, either it is positively charged one or negatively charged one, that ion also included in aromaticity during the identification of aromaticity. So that is why this type of aromaticity is called as quasi-aromaticity. Quasi-aromaticity. Okay, let us discuss some examples. Right? Already we know number of examples. Okay, that is, this is positively charged ion, boys. Okay, so this is called as cyclopropene, propynylium ion, cyclopropynylium ion, cyclopropynylium ion. It is the cation, boys. So, but it is aromatic. Next, number of times I'm using, boys. What is that? What is that? Propylium ion. That is a 7-membered ring. Which is propylium. Propylium ion. It is also cation, boys, which is aromatic. Next, this lone pair is involved by. So it is negatively charged one ending. So this lone pair overall it is 6 pi electrons. It is aromatic. It is aromatic. It is called as a cyclo 5-membered called penta dienyl twiins. Dienyl anion. Aromatic. It is aromatic. This is also aromatic, boys. This is also aromatic. Like this number of examples, sir. Like this number of examples, boys. So whatever it may be, that is ionic and aromatic. Ionic as well as aromatic. And it is positively charged or negatively charged. So that ion also included in aromaticity, boys. So one more example, see here, I'm writing. It is very, very important. That is it is cyclopropylene ion. Now it is bonded with C3-cyclopropanes. Three cyclopropanes, which is very, very stable. It is also aromatic. It is also aromatic. So only I am considering this structure. So this is positive, boys. That structure we consider, boys. Now see here. Even this one also, whatever it may be, the substrate attached. So this is aromatic. The central part is aromatic. Overall, the compound is aromatic, boys. Aromatic. Now, please note down this example. Note point, boys. Note points. It is a 5-membered ring. This is, sorry. Every cornered with benzene ring. Benzene ring is called as phenyl ring. More number of benzene rings, boys. More number of benzene rings. Okay. It is a highly stable compound. So already I told to you, boys, freeze rule. What is that freeze rule? As the number of benzene rings or benzenoid rings are more increase, that stability is more. So benzene rings, boys, all these are benzene rings. So more number of benzene rings, more is the stability. Therefore, this compound is very, very stable. It is ionic one. So it exists as this one has minus, this one has plus. So it has high dipole moment, that is a 6.9 dpi. Its dipole moment is 6.9 dpi. It is very, very stable. So very, very stable. Even though dipole moment ionic compound, it seems to be ionic component. Okay. Next one. Aromaticity in enulins. Aromaticity in enulins. Aromaticity in enulins. Boys, it is a single cyclic component, monocyclic compound. But conjugated system is there. It is conjugated monocyclic compound. Conjugated monocyclic compounds. Okay, monocyclic compounds. Just a minute. Monocyclic, it is better to take polyenes. Number of double bonds are there. It is only double bonds, boys. Conjugated monocyclic polyenes. More number of double bonds are available. Polyenes. Let us take an example. See here. It is see here by two double bonds. Actually, it is a cyclobutadiene. Cyclobutadiene, but it is called as enulene. Enulene. How many pi electrons, boys? It is pi bond. It is pi bond. Two pi bonds. Two pi bonds means 4 electrons. Enulene 4n. It is simply called as enulene. 4 means number of pi electrons. It is number of pi electrons. It is called as enulene 4. It is anti-aromatic compound. Already we covered 4 pi electrons. Okay, enulines means these are called enulines, boys. That is a cyclic compound, conjugated system. More than one double bond. More than one double bond are there. More than one double bond are there. Okay. Next, I am taking this one. No doubt, all we know this compound as benzene. But in enulene meaning, it is 3 pi bonds. It is enulene 6n. This is enulene. Enulene means that is a single structure, single cyclic compound, but more than one pi bond. More than one pi bond. That is double bonds, particularly. No triple bonds, no others are accepted. Only double bonds are accepted. It is enulene 6. No doubt we know it is aromatic compound. It is aromatic compound. Now I am taking enulene. Why? So two double bonds, two pi bonds, 3 pi bonds. I am taking 4 ending. Alternative conjugated system. Please be conscious. This is very, very, very important. It is enulene. 4 pi bonds are 8 pi electrons. Enulene 8n. Enulene 8. Actually, 8 means it follows 4n rule. It follows 4n rule. That means, so we feel it as anti-aromatic. We feel it as anti-aromatic, but it is non-aromatic. Very, very important. So we feel it as anti-aromatic, but it is non-aromatic. Why, sir? Why it is non-aromatic? It is a non-planar compound, boys. So planarity is failed here. Planarity is failed here. So it seems to be planar, but it exists as a tub-like structure. Tub-like structure. That is like this end. So it is a tub-like structure. It is a tub-like structure and non-planar. Therefore, it is non-aromatic. Because planarity is failed, boys. So even though it is for anti-aromatic, planarity must required. But here planarity is failed. Therefore, non-planar structure. This is out of plane. This is out of plane. So this is a free in condition. Out of plane. So because of that, planarity is lost. Planarity is lost. Therefore, it is a non-aromatic. It is not anti-aromatic. It is not anti-aromatic. It is non-aromatic. Non-aromatic. Next, one more example. Number of examples. Boys, see here, I am taking 5 pi bonds. I am taking 5 pi bonds. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 and 5 pi bonds. It is called as enulene pi 2 stenra. Enulene 10 end. Listen carefully. Listen carefully. It has a hydrogen, boys. That hydrogen is in like this. This is hydrogen. Okay. So next, this one also has hydrogen in it. That hydrogen is like this. Like this. Okay. So between these two, please be conscious. Between these two, repulsions are possible. Repulsions are possible. So these repulsions are called as intraannular repulsions. Intraannular repulsions. These repulsions are called as intraannular repulsions. Very, very much. So which is also called as annular strain. Which is also called as annular strain. Because of these strains, so those are, therefore, those rings are out of plane. Therefore, those are non-aromatic. Very, very, very important. Therefore, finally, this compound is a non-aromatic compound. Aniline 10 is a non-aromatic compound, boys, out of planes. So, therefore, see here, boys, aniline 14, aniline 18, aniline 22, aniline 26, aniline 30. So these are all compounds, boys. So all these are obeys Huckel's rule. But so annular strain is possible. Exists. Annular strain is exists, which is also called as transannular strain. Because these two are opposite ending, so which is called as a transannular strain is possible. So because of this, these are considered as non-aromatic end. So see here. So annular strains are there. So even though annular strains are there, all these compounds are aromatic compounds. It is important. These are considered as aromatic compound. Even though annular strain is there, that is in itself it is converted into. Please be conscious. It is very, very, very important. It is very, very important. 14, 18, 22, 26, 30. So transannular strains like this are possible, but those compounds are aromatic because those are very, very stable, aromatic in nature. Please be content. Very, very important. Next point. Annular 16, annular 20, annular 24. Okay. So these compounds obey 4 and 5 electron rule. But these are non-aromatic. So even though they obey 4 and 5 electron rule, these are considered as non-aromatic. See here this example. This is the example, boys, which is considered as how many? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 6 to 12. So annuline 12. Annuline 12. This aniline 12 also. Okay, so this is non-aromatic. So 12 also, please note on this. Aniline 12 also. So aniline 12 also non-aromatic. Aniline 12 also non-aromatic. Okay, so aniline 14, some others 14, 18, 22, 26, 30 are aromatic. So these are non-aromatic, even though they follow 4n pyracross because out of plane. So this is about anulines, very, very, very important. Anulines. Okay. So did you catch the concept, boys? Very, very important. So these are called as opposite hydrogens, boys, very near to each other. These are very near to each other and opposite. So these two hydrogens are repel with each other. That is why these are called as annular, intra-annular repulsions, which are also called as the trans-annular repulsions. Trans-annular state. Because of that, these two rings are out of planes. Because of out of plane, so planarity is lost. That's why sometimes it seems to be anti-aromatic, but out of plane. That's why those are called as non-aromatic. But these are special cases. These follow Suchel's rule, but intra-annular strain is there, even though those are aromatic. So please be conscious. Okay. Next, reactions related to aromaticity. Last topic in aromaticity. Reactions related to aromaticity. Okay. No, not last topic for today's. It is in aromaticity. It is last topic here. See here, boys. Some reactions are very fast. Some reactions are very slow. So which of the following reactions are takes place? Which of the following reactions are not takes? How to explain, sir? If products are more stable than reactants, that reaction is possible. Okay. If product is aromatic compound is very, very stable, that reaction is very, very fast and that reaction is feasible. That means if product is aromatic, that is fast. That is faster because aromatic compounds are stable compounds. So that means, there are certain reactions which are involved in aromaticity condition. So how to express which reaction is possible, which reaction is not possible? The following compound, the formed product may be aromatic or anti-aromatic. How to identify? So see some examples, guys. See some examples. Let us take first one. Compare the rate of abstraction of I minus ion in the following compounds. I minus ion. I am taking the compounds. See here. This is ionic iodo compounds. Ira. This is one more compound. Let us take A. It is a B. It is a Cera. C. So from where I minus is quickly coming out. From where this I minus is quickly come out. For example, if it loses its I minus ion, it becomes positively charged ion and I minus ion. If it loses its I minus ion, so this one gets positive charge and I minus ion. If it loses its I minus ion, this one gets positive charge plus I minus ion. Among these three products, which one is more stable? Among these three products, which one is more stable? See here, boys. It follows 4n plus 2 pi electron rule. It is aromatic. The product is aromatic. Now it is anti-aromatic. Anti-aromatic. Now it is non-aromatic. So among these products, which one is more stable? Aromatic product or anti-aromatic product? Aromatic product. That means this reaction is fast. This reaction is fast because anti-aromatic compounds unstable. It is stable ending. Therefore, it is the slowest one ending. Because unstable compound is not accepted in the reactions. Therefore, this is very slow reaction. It is a slow reaction. Now, what is the rate of reaction? Also aromatic. How is that? How is that? So see here, this is sp3 hybridized carbon. This is sp3 hybridized carbon. We required all our sp2 hybridized carbons. We required all our sp2 hybridized carbons. But those are sp3 carbons. Therefore, those are non-aromatic compounds. Now, what is the rate of reaction? From where I minus is quickly out? C. From C, A minus is coming out easily. Therefore, so the rate of abstraction of I minus is C greater than A greater than B. C greater than A greater than B. Boys, did you catch the concept? So when reaction is possible, when reaction is difficult, that is explained on the basis of aromaticity. Okay. So let us discuss some more examples. Let us discuss some more examples. Second one, compare the rate of reaction with AgNO3. Boys, in our organic chemistry, AgNO3 reaction means that AgNO3 reacts with a halogen atom. See here. So there is a halogen atom, halide ion. It is halide ion. That is Cl minus ion, Br minus ion, I minus ion are frequently used. Not F minus ion, I minus ion. So if it reacts with AgNO3, that gives AgX, which is going to be precipitated, boys. Which is going to be precipitated. For example, NaX, right, is Na plus X minus plus NaNO3 is the product. That is precipitation. That means if halogen is quickly coming out, the reaction with AgNO3 is fast. If halogen is difficult to coming out, the formed reaction is slow. The reaction is slow. So totally, whenever AgNO3 is involved, that is the test for halide ion. Already we know at the time of test, AgNO3, silver nitrate tested. Okay, it is AgNO3 tested. So it is. Okay, now I'm taking some examples, boys. See here. This is chlorine. This is chlorine. This is chlorine. Okay. Tell me from where Cl minus a rate of AgNO3 reaction. So that means rate of AgNO3 reaction depends on the product formation. If more product is, if aromatic product is formed, that reaction is very, very fast. So see here, if AgNO3 is added, so this AgNO3 reacts, abstracts this entire this one. Ag plus ion, Cl minus ion. That means AgCl precipitate is formed. Now this becomes positively charged ion. That becomes positively charged ion. Like that, here it becomes positively charged ion. Like here, this becomes positively charged ion. Tell me, boys, which one is there? No doubt we know this one is aromatic. This one is aromatic. This one is anti-aromatic. This one is aromatic or anti-aromatic? Tell me. This oxygen has lone pair boys. Please don't mind. Please don't consider. This is aromatic any. This is aromatic. So this is A, this is B, this is C. So A and C are aromatic. This is a 3-membered ring. This is 5-membered ring end. Sorry, 6-membered ring end. 6-membered ring is more stable than 3-membered ring end. Therefore, so it is a 6-membered ring. Six-membered ring. It is a 3-membered ring. It has less stability. It has more stability. It has the least stability. So because both are aromatic, that's why I'm considering ring size. Okay, therefore it is quickly outed. This is quickly out. Now, what is the rate of reaction? The rate of reaction for this AgNO3 is A greater than C greater than B. A greater than C greater than B. Okay, so like this. So reactions are happened, boys. Like this, number of reactions. Okay. Now, one more example. Boys, is this clear? Is this clear? Concept? Is the concept clear or not? Tell me, boys. I'm going to take the next equation, next example. Okay. See here, boys, the reaction. This is anti-aromatic. This is anti-aromatic. If this one reacts with 2 sodium atoms or 2 potassium atoms, whatever it may be. 2 sodium atoms or 2 potassium atoms. See, boys, first of all, it converts into, so it is anti-aromatic compounds. Anti-aromatic exists as diradical. Already I explained at the time of the anti-aromatic boys. Anti-aromatic compounds are exist as diradicals. So see here. So these are exist as diradicals. This is unpaired electron. This is unpaired electron. Exists as diradical. Now, one sodium donates 1 electron to this one. Another sodium donates 1 more electron to this one. That is why it converts into like this. So this one gets a pair of electrons with Na plus. This one gets a pair of electrons with Na plus. Like this one exists, boys. Like this, it is exists. So this is, I'm writing like this. These two negative charges rotates throughout the system and it is a 2 minus. It is a 2 minus. So now it is a 2 Na plus ions. So this is ionic compound. This is ionic compound. Now tell me, is this aromatic or anti-aromatic or non-aromatic? So sp2 hybridized carbon, therefore it is also sp2. This is also sp2. So all carbons are sp2. So double bond, lone pairs are also considered. Lone pairs are in conjugation. Therefore it is aromatic but ionic in nature. Therefore it is a quasi-aromatic. The compound is quasi-aromatic. So it is possible. It is possible. Boys. So because of this diradical, so note on this point. So very, very important. So this compound exists as diradical, boys. Okay. Next, this compound, just a minute, not diradical. I'm taking this one as like this. So these two compounds are treated as isomers. Isomers. Now this bond length is A angstroms. This bond length is B angstroms. Now, A value is not equal to B value. That means both the bond lengths are not identical boys. It is not resonance. It is not resonance. Please be conscious. It is not resonance. These are just considered as isomers. Here, bond lengths are not changed because not involved in resonance. So bond lengths of A and B are not equal. So this is, please be conscious. This is very, very, very important. Okay. So like this, number of reactions are possible. Number of reactions. Okay. So already some reactions I will send in your notes, boys. Please try to practice those reactions also. Okay. So when reaction is possible, when reaction is not possible. If aromatic compounds are formed, that reaction is quick. If other than that condition, that is slow. So these are some reactions which are involved in aromatic. Boys, see here one more example. That is, I'm taking last equation. Cyclopentadiene and cyclopentadiene. Okay. So if it reacts with whatever it may be the reagent, either sodium or potassium, just like in previous case, sodium or potassium or NaNH2. This is called as sodamide, boys. Sodamide, NaNH2 or NaH or KH. These are hydrides. Whatever it may be the reaction, this gives Na plus answer. Whatever it may be the reaction, this gives Na plus reaction. That means, so this compound converts like this. Na plus ion or K plus ion or K plus ion. Whatever it may be. Or this, if this one is involved, same condition. Na plus ion with NaH3 as byproduct. With NaH3 as byproduct. Okay. Next, if this one involved in the reaction, Na plus H2 as byproduct. H2 as byproduct. So all these are quasi-aromatic. These are all quasi-aromatic. Okay. So NaNH2, that means that releases Na plus ion. That for that purpose, I'm taking this expression. For that purpose, I'm taking this equation, boys. So very, very, very important and very, very, very important. Okay. So note this point, boys. Note points. So let us observe the compounds. Okay, this is the compound wise. This one, observe. See here, boys. This ring is aromatic. This ring is aromatic. This ring is aromatic. This ring is aromatic. Individual rings I am taking, boys. Okay. Next, this ring, this 4-membered ring is anti-aromatic. This 4-membered ring is anti-aromatic. This 4-membered ring is anti-aromatic. Anti-aromatic. Okay. If this compound involved in the reaction, with the 3 hydrogens. Boys, these 3 hydrogens are involved in the reaction. Here addition of H2, here addition of H2, here addition of H2 is possible in the presence of nickel and hydrogenation takes place. Okay, this one are involved in the reaction. So that means that is going to be saturated. See here, boys, whenever double bond is there, so that one reacts with hydrogen, that becomes saturated component. So with the 2 hydrogens. Okay, so that means, so this is a saturated, it converts into saturated. The structure is like this. The structure is like this. Okay, these are not involved in the reaction, boys. These 3 are not involved in the reaction. Okay, but this one is involved. Now, see here, this is aromatic, no change. This is aromatic, no change. This is aromatic, no change. But this one is non-aromatic. This one is non-aromatic. This one is non-aromatic. Middle one also non-aromatic. This is also non-aromatic. Okay, this is the conversion. This is the reaction involved, boys. So these are all some reactions. These are all some reactions, and some more reactions I will send in notes. Please try to understand those reactions. Those are also required for our syllabus. So this is about aromaticity, boys. Okay, this is about aromaticity. Now, so aromaticity over, boys. Now we are going to discuss electrophiles and nucleophiles, a small topic. Electrophiles and nucleophiles. Okay, next subheading. This is also in this weekend. That's why I'm taking this concept. This is also in this week. Okay, so electrophiles and nucleophiles. What are these electrophiles and nucleophiles? Electrophiles, these are nothing but electron loving species. Electron loving species. That means electrophiles attracts electrons. These are nothing but generally symboled. Generally, the symbol is positively charged one. It is electrophile. Generally, positively, generally, because attracts electrons means electron deficient component. So attracts electrons means electron deficient. Because of electron deficiency, the electrons are less. That's why it attracts electrons. So electrophiles are nothing but electron deficient compounds. Next, nucleophile means nucleus loving. Nucleus loving. Nucleus means positive charge. Positive charge loving species. That means these are nothing but releases electrons. That means these are electron rich. These are treated as electron rich molecules having lone pairs. Having lone pairs. So these are symbolized as Nu with lone pair minus N. This is the symbol for nucleophile. This is the symbol for nucleophile. Now let us discuss types of electrophiles and types of nucleophiles. Now first subheading is electrophile site. Now types of electrophiles. Types of electrophile site. Okay. So boys, electrophiles, these may be charged one or neutral one. Electrophiles may be charged one or neutral one. So charged means positively charged one. Positively charged one and neutral one. Okay. So first one, that is charged electrophiles. Charged electrophiles. That means, so positively charged species. Positively charged species. So example H plus ion, halogen plus ion, R plus ion, NO2 plus ion, SO3, that is NO plus ion, next SO3H plus ion. All these are electrophile species. Any positively charged species is electrophile except so cations of 1A and 2A metals. That is Na plus, K plus, Mg plus 2, Ca plus 2. Boys, these are not electrophiles because these are not electron deficient. Not electron deficient. Generally, electrophiles are electron deficient, boys. So after losing these have 8 electron configuration. That means all these follow octet configuration. So 8 electrons in the outermost orbit. That's why these are not electron deficient. That's why these are not accept any electron pairs. So that's why these are not electrophiles. And also NaH4 plus ion, and Al plus 3 ions. So these are also not electrophiles. So these also have 8 electrons in their orbit. Follows octet rule. So 8 electrons. That's why follows octet rule, boys. Therefore, these are not electrophiles. These are charged ones. Next, neutrals. That is neutral electrophiles. Neutral electrophiles. That means no charge is there, but having less than 8 electrons at the central atom. So here, no charge, but having less than 8 electrons at the central atom. That is electron deficient. Electron deficient compounds. Okay. So examples now. Examples. So BeCl2, BH3. So central atom has less than 8 electrons and ZnCl2, AlX3 and FeX3. All these are neutral ending. But central atom has less than 8 electrons. Beryllium Rao, only 2 bonds, 2 2s 4 electrons are there, but not 8 electrons. 3 2s 6 electrons are there, no 8 electrons. That means all these have electron deficient. They are trying to attract electron pairs, electron seeking species. That is why these are all electrophiles. Nothing but Lewis acids. See here. So all Lewis acids, electron pair acceptors. All Lewis acids are electrophiles. Simple word. All Lewis acids are electrophiles. It is final. A single word statement is sufficient. Okay. Next one. Next one. So compounds having 8 electrons at the central atom but contains empty d orbitals. But contains empty d orbitals. Okay, that is unfilled d orbitals, which are nothing but empty d orbitals, are also neutral electrophiles. No charge is available. The examples: SnCl4, SnF4, SnCl4, SiCl4, PCl5, SF6, IF7. So all those molecules having d orbitals, empty d orbitals are available. That's why these are all neutral. That is electrophile set. These are all electrophile set. Next, third case. Okay. So central atom bonded to high electronegative elements. Bonded to more number of high electronegative elements. Those are also acts as electrophiles bonds. That means CO2, 2 double bonds acts as electrophile. Next, CO2. Next, SO2, SO3, CS2, CS2, BeCl2, central atom bonded with more than. So boys, here all highly electronegative elements and PCl3. So central atom bonded with high electronegative elements. Central atom bonded with more number of high electronegative elements. Those acts as electrophiles. Those acts as electrophiles. So simply, finally, note points. All Lewis acids are electrophiles. It is a single statement is sufficient. No need of explanation. All this. We know all Lewis acids. All Lewis acids are nothing but electrophiles. Next one, nucleophiles. No doubt, all Lewis bases. Nothing but all Lewis bases. Types are so neutral and charged one. Charged one. Neutral one and charged one. And the other one is ambient. Ambident nucleophiles are also available. So neutral nucleophiles, charged nucleophiles, ambident nucleophiles. See here, first one, neutral end. Here, central atom has at least one lone parent. Central atom has at least one lone parent. So those contains, so neutral electrophiles boys, see here, that is NH3. Nitrogen has lone pair. It is electron pair donor. Lewis basis means electron pair donors. Okay, electron pair donors. RNH2, electron pair donor, R2NH, electron pair donor, R3N, electron pair donor. Next, H2O, oxygen, electron pair donor, that is ROH, alcohols, electron pair donors, ROR, ethers, electron pair donors, like this, electron pair donors. So oxygen is replaced with sulfur and also replaced with phosphorus. Anything having lone parent, that is neutral end. It is first case. Second case. So C double bond C and C triple bond C. That means multiple bonds. So these compounds are nucleophiles. So that is nothing but example alkenes. CH2 double bond CH2, CH triple bond CH, alkenes. Benzene. Okay. So like this, whatever it may be, those are all neutral one end. Okay. So these two conditions are neutral end. Next, charged one. Any negatively charged one end. Charged one. Charged nucleophiles. Charged nucleophile. That means negatively charged species. Negatively charged species are all nucleophiles, boys. That means example H minus having lone pair, Cl minus having 4 lone pairs. Okay. Next OH minus, OR minus, all these boys, any negatively charged species is considered as charged nucleophiles. Next one, ambident nucleophiles. Ambident nucleophiles means it contains two nucleophilic centers among them one is charged and other is neutral end. One is charged and the other is neutral end. So it contains two nucleophilic centers, but only one is a donor. Only one is donor. That means two donor atoms are there, only one can donate it. Only one can donate it. So examples, CN, cyanide, nitrogen has lone pair, so carbon has negative charge. So here carbon donates, boys. So this is the donor atom. Next, NO2 or ONO. Okay, oxygen, nitrogen, boys. So nitrogen may be donated, oxygen may be donated, but one can donate it. So like this. Okay, HSO4 minus, HSO. All these are ambident nucleophiles. Okay, so very, very important. Boys, note down. Note. RMGX. These are nothing but Grignard reagent. Next, alkyl lithium. These are not acts as either electrophiles or nucleophiles. So these are nothing but these are organometallic compounds. Means organic part is there, metallic part is there. That's why it is called as organometallic compounds. So best examples are Grignard reagents and alkyl lithium-ion. So both these are not acts as either electrophiles or nucleophiles. Okay. Next category, that is the last one for today's class. That is amphiobiles. It is special category, that is amphiophils. Sorry, just a minute. Ambiophiles. Ambiophiles. That means acts as both electrophiles and nucleophiles. So that means depending on the requirement wise, acts as both electrophiles and nucleophiles. Example, aldehydes. That means wise, oxygen acts as nucleophile, carbon acts as electrophile. Okay. Next, RCOOH. RCOCL. RCOR. Either sending the ketone sending ketones, esters. That means there must be C double bond O is required. C double bond O. Here carbon acts as electrophile, oxygen acts as a nucleophile. Oxygen acts as nucleophile, boys. Amides, RCONH2. RCONH2. These are ambiophiles. That means they behave like both electrophiles and nucleophiles. So this is about electrophiles and nucleophiles. Electrophiles are nothing but electron pair acceptors. That is nothing but Lewis acids. Nucleophiles are electron donor, electron pair donors. That means all Lewis bases are nucleophiles. A single statements are sufficient. If a species acts as both electrophile as well as nucleophile, that is ambiophile. So that's enough for today's class, boys. Thanks you. Thanks a lot. Bye, Arab.